Training a dog can feel like both a science and an art. There's the excitement of those aha moments when your dog finally sits on command or walks calmly at your side. But dog training is much more than simply teaching commands. It's about communicating clearly, understanding motivation, and fostering a bond built on trust and respect. Many loving dog owners unknowingly make simple mistakes that undermine their pup's progress, turning training sessions into sources of confusion or frustration for both parties. The good news? Most training missteps are easy to fix once you're aware of them. Let's begin with one of the most common pitfalls: inconsistency. Imagine trying to learn a language from a teacher who switches between different words or gestures for the same object. You'd be bewildered, right? Dogs feel the same confusion when the rules keep changing. If you allow your dog on the sofa sometimes but scold them other times, or if different family members use varying commands for the same behavior, your dog is left guessing. Sit might mean take a seat, but so might down or stay, depending on who's talking. Consistency is key. Every command, every expectation, every reward or correction should be the same each time, from every person your dog encounters. Timing is another vital component of effective training. Dogs learn best when feedback follows a behavior quickly, within 1 to 2 seconds. Praise for a perfect sit that comes 30 seconds later is simply confusing. Your dog won't understand what they're being rewarded for. Similarly, scolding a dog for an accident discovered after the fact, or for chewing shoes hours ago, does nothing to fix the behavior, because your dog cannot connect your reaction to their action. Instead, they learn to fear or mistrust you, not to stop the unwanted behavior. Reward the desired action immediately, and if you must correct, timing is everything. Redirect before an unwanted behavior starts, or the lesson will be lost. Perhaps the subtlest way owners sabotage training is by inadvertently rewarding the wrong behaviors. If your dog jumps up and you respond by pushing them away or giving attention, even negative attention, you've rewarded the jumping. If you let your dog drag you to a new scent during a walk, you've taught them that pulling works. Dogs are expert observers. They pick up on what works to get what they want. And if you reinforce unwanted behavior, you strengthen it, regardless of your intention. The trick is to pay close attention not only to what you say, but what you do. Reward calm, polite behavior with attention, treats, or toys, and ignore or redirect behaviors you don't want. Another common trap is using punishment instead of positive reinforcement. It can be tempting to correct a dog for bad behavior with scolding, leash yanking, or other aversives. But punishment, especially when it's harsh or inconsistent, can damage your relationship with your dog. It often leads to fear, anxiety, and even aggression, and it doesn't teach your dog what you want them to do. Instead, it teaches them to hide, avoid, or become nervous around you. Positive reinforcement, rewarding the behaviors you want, builds confidence and a willingness to learn. Of course, setting boundaries is important, but focus on guiding your dog toward good choices, not punishing mistakes. Neglecting socialization is another training blind spot for many owners. A dog's most critical social learning window is between roughly 3 and 16 weeks old, but socialization continues well into adulthood. If your training sessions happen only at home, your dog may not generalize their skills to new environments, people, or situations. This is why a dog who comes when called in the living room might ignore you at the park. To avoid this, expose your pup, gently and positively, to a wide range of environments, sounds, people, and other animals. Each positive experience helps them become a confident, adaptable companion. Don't overload your dog, go at their pace. But remember that a well-socialized dog is a happy, trainable dog. Short, focused training sessions yield better results than marathon lessons. Dogs learn best in brief spurts of activity, especially young puppies or highly energetic breeds. If you try to cram an hour-long obedience session into a tired, overstimulated dog, you'll get diminishing returns, or even setbacks, as your dog tunes you out. Aim for multiple 5 or 10-minute sessions throughout the day, focusing on one skill at a time. End each one on a success, leaving your dog eager for the next chance to learn. This not only improves retention, but cements a positive association with training. Selective hearing isn't just a human trait. Dogs quickly learn when you mean what you say. If you ask your dog to come 3 times and only reward them the 3rd time, you teach them that obeying immediately isn't necessary. Don't repeat commands. This dilutes their meaning. Instead, give your command once. If your dog doesn't respond, calmly guide them to the correct action, then reward that. Over time, your dog will learn that the first cue is the only cue, making your training far more effective. Over-reliance on food treats is another surprisingly common training pitfall. Treats are a phenomenal motivator when introducing new skills or shaping complex behaviors, but if you never phase them out, your dog may only perform with a snack in hand. To avoid this, start fading food rewards as soon as your dog masters a behavior. Begin by rewarding only the best responses, or use variable rewards. Sometimes a treat, sometimes praise, sometimes a play session. Gradually, your dog will work for your approval or affection, not just the promise of food. Ignoring your dog's body language is a crucial mistake that can disrupt training progress and even risk safety. Dogs communicate primarily via body signals, tail position, ear and eye movement, posture, long before they bark, whine, or growl. Recognizing signs of stress, fear, or overstimulation allows you to adjust the training plan before your dog shuts down or gets overwhelmed. Forcing a scared dog into an uncomfortable situation only teaches them to associate training with anxiety. Instead, learn to read when your dog is relaxed and attentive, and when they need a break. Variety is more than the spice of life. It's essential for resilient, generalized learning. If you always practice sit in the same spot with the same distractions, your dog may only respond in that exact situation. Practice simple commands in the kitchen, the yard, the park, around other people and pets, with or without a leash. Mix up your routine so your dog learns that sit means sit everywhere, not just in the living room with the treat jar in view. A critical but often unnoticed saboteur of training progress is stress, both yours and your dog's. Dogs are remarkably sensitive to human mood and body language. Training when you're angry, rushed, or distracted confuses your dog and heightens their anxiety. Similarly, if your dog is tired, ill, or stressed by their environment, learning suffers. Approach each training session with patience as a time to connect and communicate, not just to extract compliance. One lesser-known yet powerful technique to boost your dog's learning is capturing and shaping behavior. Rather than waiting for your dog to make a mistake so you can correct it, look for moments when your dog naturally offers a behavior you like, lying quietly at your feet, glancing at you during a walk, voluntarily returning to your side. Mark and reward these moments. This reinforces the idea that good things happen when they make good choices and encourages your dog to seek out these positive interactions independently. Failing to set your dog up for success can undo days or weeks of progress if you know your dog isn't ready to be left alone with a tempting shoe or isn't fully reliable off-leash. Don't create a situation where a mistake is likely and then punish them for it. Management. Using gates, leashes, crates, or simply supervising closely prevents bad habits from forming while your dog is still learning. Remember, too, that training doesn't end when your puppy reaches adulthood. Lifelong learning enriches your dog's life and keeps their mind sharp. Advanced tricks, agility, scent work, or even just revisiting old cues keeps training fresh and rewarding. Finally, celebrate the small victories. Training is a journey filled with moments of pride and patience. There will be setbacks, and progress might be uneven, but every reward given, every cheerful, good dog, is another brick in the foundation of a strong, loving partnership. If you've fallen into some of these training traps, take heart. The most important part of dog training isn't perfection. It's commitment, patience, and the willingness to learn from your mistakes. With thoughtful, consistent effort, you can transform frustrating routines into joyful connection and help your dog become the companion you've always dreamed of. The secret isn't complicated. Pay attention, be clear, reward the behaviors you want, and train with your heart as well as your mind. With time, your dog will show you just how much they're capable of, often far more than you ever imagined.